Today is day 227 of the year of streaming and learning to code. We are continuing on here at Code Wars. Oh god. Hopefully we can continue on. Alright. Breathing's still overrated. What are we trying to do? We are looking for a CADA, and I believe we already have it open and activated. It was rated when we finished level 7, when we completed level 7, transitioning to level 6, we wanted to complete the most difficult level 7 CADA we could find at the time. So we sorted by hardest. Then we sorted by level 7. And then we, from there... Strange, they got rid of... fundamentals. And... level 7. Cool. There we go. So, Chuck Norris, 1 push-ups. Yeah. We'll see. See, these have also changed as well. They change a lot. I'm surprised to see how frequently they change, which means despite how many CADAs there is just a ton of users, and all of this stuff is voted and commented on and all that good stuff, so, which is kind of cool. When we did finish at the time, when we finished level 7, at the time, we already had another thing open. Let's do a new tab. And let's take a look at our profile. CADAs. Unfinished. This was, well, this being, we need to find it, Mythical Heads and Tails. At the time, we finished level 7, and we sorted through all of this noise, the hardest, level 7, and fundamentals. It was near the top. There were a couple that were series-based, like Chuck Norris, but the first one wasn't at the beginning. See, like All-Star Code Challenge number 30, there was a lot of that noise in like the first 4, 5, or 6. A lot of series-based ones, none of them being the first one in the series. And there were like 2 main ones that really stood out. There was the Mythical Heads and Tails. Seeing so many more people had completed this. Total times JavaScript has been completed out of this CADA. Oh, for Java specific, I guess? I'm not sure. 95%, 1 to 16, blah, blah, blah. Sure, good times. Way cool. What are we looking at? Anyways, so the other one that we saw, the number 2 option, I think it had something to do with circles or something like that. However, for that one, there was, they've got all the stuff listed here, there were issues reported on the other non-series, the other hardest non-series based CADA. So we had those 2 to choose from, the Mythical Heads and Tails at the time of when we finished, and I think it was something regarding circles. But the circles one had that issue next to, see, 1 reported issue, something like that. And Mythical Heads and Tails didn't. So we decided to go with that one. We can check out Drone Flyby just to see what it's all about, but I'm pretty sure we're going to stick with Mythical Heads and Tails. because we've had that particular CADA on our to-do list for quite some time now. The other day I saw an amazing video where a guy hacked someone's Wi-Fi controlled light bulbs by flying a drone past them. Brilliant. In this CADA, we will recreate that stunt, sort of. You'll be given two strings, lamps and drones. Lamps will represent a row of lamps currently off, each represented by X. When these lamps are on, they should be represented by O. The drone strings represent the position of the drone, T. Any better suggestion for character? And its flight path up until this point equals. The drone always flies to the left. The drone always flies left to right, or I guess that'd be in this direction for you humans on the other end of this webcam or computers. Drone always flies left to right and always begins at the start of the row of lamps. Anywhere the drone has flown, including its current position, will result in a lamp at that position switching on. Return the resulting lamp string. Wow, yeah, that seems hellish. Let's go ahead and stick with the mythical nonsense. That definitely seems more up our alley. So we'll close out of that extra tab. Something, 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 CADA, and so forth. Yeah, good. Unfinished. And, let's do this. Let's get confused. Mythical heads and tails. Also, how many people have done this at the time? Maybe it's gotten better. Doesn't matter. At the time, we saw... Oh, no. Sneezing issues. Oh, dear God. Save the children. What are we looking at? At the time, when we finished level 7, we looked, because we were curious, we didn't know how much things would change in the results, but every time we've gone back since, it's always a different selection of courses, so I'm glad we put forth the effort to look as soon as we completed that to find this one. So yeah, what are we doing? We're gonna read through this. My face hole is just all kinds of awful. Death. Okay. Hopefully we live. Oh God, I'm a monster. Don't look at me. Mythical heads and tails. You're in ancient Greece and giving Phil, yeah, that's right, screw his full name, a hand in preparing a training exercise for Hercules. You've filled a pit with 2 different ferocious mythical creatures for Hercules to battle. Orthus, Hydra, the formidable Orthus, is a 2-headed dog with 1 tail. The mighty Hydra has 5 heads and 1 tail. All right. Before Hercules goes in, he asks you, how many of each beast am I up against? You know the total number of tails. Whoa. You know the total number of heads and the total number of tails. That's the dangerous parts, right? But you didn't consider how many of each beast. Task. That's the part that's confusing. I don't know if they're trying to trick us. Because right there, in my mind, I would just count tails, and we already have the tails count, supposedly. Task. Given the number of heads and the number of tails, work out the number of each mythical beast. The data is given as 2 parameters. Your answer should be returned as an array. If there aren't any cases for the given amount of heads and tails, no solution or null for C# should be submitted. Fair enough. Let's do this. Go time. Train again. All right. Functions, beasts, heads and tails make Hercules happy. So, describe example test case function. It, sure. Valid number of animals. Function 123 and 39. Orthus, dog meat, hydra, lizard stuff. Lizard bits. 24, 15. So heads have been cut off. 39, 5. How did they get 15 and 24? What the f is going on? Valid number of animals. 24 and 15. $371. I guess. Oh, that's the valid answer. This, they want the array like this. No salute. That's crap. That's dumb. This is good. And that's not actually wrong. That's what they want returned if we, for some reason, can't process whatever the hell is the issue. Invalid number of animals. So, this might not be as straightforward as I thought. Let's see. See, I was always thinking that this, the left side, was always going to be Orthus, and the right side was always going to be Hydra. So I thought left was always going to be Orthus, right side always going to be Hydra. But 24 times 5, we'll basically call it 25 times 5, would be 125. And that means 2 of the heads would have been cut off Hydra, but that means this spot is Hydra. The other thing, for the extra 2 heads, in 15, there's only 2 heads, so there should only be 30 heads, so I don't know why there's 39. 2-headed dog with 1 tail. Half of this should be 40. Worst case, 38. What to do? What to do? Whoa. What is this? 24 and 12. One returns 12. The other returns 0. How? How is that possible? If there's at least 5 heads, because I'm seeing it as brackets, you get 1 tail for every 5 heads. If there's 12 heads, that means there's 1 set of 5, which means 1 tail. There's a second set of 5 to bring us from 5 to 10. That means there's a second tail, and to get 2 more heads out of the should be 5, which would be 15, but we've got 12 left, which means 3 have been cut off. That should still leave a third tail. So I don't know why this is 0. I must be missing something. Is he cutting off the tails? How do we gauge if he's cut off tails? Is that what we're supposed to do? Figure out how many limbs he's cut off? The formidable Orthus is a 2-headed dog with 1 tail. Sure, why wouldn't it be? The mighty Hydra has 5 heads, also 1 tail. Before Hercules goes in, he asks you, how many of each beast am I up against? As a quick little pro tip, I'd say count the tails, dude. Good luck. But that's just me. You know the total number of heads and the total number of tails. The total number of tails should indicate how many of each beast there is. Or divide by the heads, but if he's cutting heads off, I don't know if we're factoring in damage or whatever. Those are the dangerous parts, but you didn't consider how many of each beast. You have the number of tails. That is the number of each beast. Task. Give the number of heads and the number of tails. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's the difference. Oh, given. Damn, I thought it was just give. But it's given the number of heads and the number of tails. Work out the number of each mythical beast. What the hell? Or is this heads and tails? Are these combo numbers? Heads and tails? Maybe these are combo numbers. Maybe this is a dumb... That's what it is. These are combination numbers. Okay. Gotcha. This is a stupid... This is... more math and algebra. Death. Damn. This is like one of those giving change things. No one wants to do math on a... What is it, a Thursday? Tuesday. Tuesdays suck. Because there's math involved. Boo. Okay, we are returning... Look, this is what's happening. They're giving us all the heads. Heads first. Tails second. And then from there, we are returning the number of each beast. That's what's going on. Yeah. Terrible. Super death. No one wants to do that. I'm going to be spending more time figuring out the stupid algebra shit than the actual code. I haven't had to use math in so long. Awful. Are there any, like... This is going to be ridiculous. Are there any, like, 7th or 6th graders hanging out on Twitch who want to answer an algebra question? Death. Alright, let's do this. We're going to have to fire up Khan Academy just to figure out how to solve this. I was hoping to focus on, like, coding stuff today. Not algebra nonsense. This is like the mythical beast version of giving change. They gave us 132 heads and 39 tails. We need to give them 24 beasts and 15 Hydra. Well... Interesting. So, what's the issue? What qualifies there being no solution? When there's more tails than there are heads, there's no solution. That's what we should do. Okay, so we at least have that bit. Given this, we're going to have 2 primary outcomes. We have to break down the head count and break down the tail count. Let's do this. Heads and tails, heads and tails. The number of heads and the number of tails. If we have 39 tails total, in 123 heads. If we did 20 and 20? No. Super death. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. My mind's only thinking about the math stuff, not even the code, which is totally throwing me off. That's okay. We've got our we'll just call it math stuff. So how do we want to do this? Eventually, we're going to implement, I'm sure there could be more nonsense that goes before the if statement. But if something or other is if heads is greater than tails, if there's more heads than tails, although now I'm not sure if it should be greater than or equal to or just greater than. I get the feeling it should just be greater than. Greater than or equal to, something happens, a lot of math stuff, yay math. Otherwise, else, I also get the feeling that it's also a very basic solution as well. An elegant solution is what I assume the answer will be. Else, return no solution. Copy. Ta-da. B-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. So there's that. Does that need a semicolon? No, that doesn't need a semicolon. So if heads is greater than tails, blankety blankety blank, we know that for Orthus, there's 2 heads for every tail, and Hydra has 5 heads for every tail. We ideally would like to do something with that info. Super death. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. JavaScript. Yeah, good. I just died for hint. Or at least be pushed in the right direction. JavaScript heads and tails on array without mutation. JavaScript operation unshift and shift and pop. All these operations mutate the array. I don't really mind if it mutates it. Is there a way I could use these functions without causing mutation on the original data? So I feel that reading the data should not cause mutation. You can use variable head equals array 0, variable tail equals, that's what I can focus on. So that gets us heading in the right direction. So whatever the math stuff will end up being, in the end, it will end up returning. It will end up returning something heads. Tails? We're going to call them O-tails. Yeah, look at that. O-tails and H-tails. Look at that. Those aren't terrible variables. So we've got O tails and H tails. Those will be variables. Well, let's set those here. O tails and H tails. Variable. Variable. Equals something or other. Equals something or other. Yeah, look at that. Good time. So, probably an... Oh, death. Should we have them be an array or strings? Tough call. In the end, we should have beasts, head count, tail count, TC. What do we want to call this? Total? B count for beasts count. Yeah, B count, definitely. Variable, B count, B total. We'll do B total. That keeps the capital T theme going. Total beast. Total B? No. Equals empty array, but it'll have two parameters. Can we set it up as an empty array like that? B count will equal blank and blank. B count will equal, I guess we could set it up already like so. Like this, tails and H tails. Yeah. That could work for now-ish, but we need to do a lot more prep on figuring out what the hell this is. Because we're going to be taking heads, and we still need to figure out the actual math portion, which we haven't had to think anything about that in, Jesus, for the better part of a decade now. Really got to work on that. Return, so forth and such, else return no solutions. Hopefully that's not just jumping the gun. And maybe... No. That's fine. That's fine. If it equals, if heads is greater than tails, we'll live. So, Orthis, tails, and Hydra tails. We're trying to figure out how many of each there are. Are we actually trying to count their tails? I don't know if we are trying to count their tails. No, I think we are. We are, because there's one of each. So that's totally fine if we count the tails. So there's one for every two. How do we just tell it that, and then it just becomes one big calculator and it figures it out for itself? That can't be right. Head and tails array. Slice 1. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Let's do something. I don't even know what terminology to use to Google what formula I need to solve this. That's how far gone my math knowledge has dissipated, for a lack of a better phrase. Visually, I can see it. I don't have the capacity to Google it with proper terminology. Discussion stuff. Let's see what's going down here. C#, Ruby translation, Python translation. Description cannot be approved. Recent changes. Trying to accept. It's a pleasure. Basic test, random test, code word CADA. Fix the description formatting. Super death. Total number of heads, total number of tails. How many of each? Total number of heads, total number of tails. Super death. Total number of tails, total number of anything at all. Maybe, probabilities, death, statistics. No. Khan Academy, here we come. Subject. Algebra. This is sad. Bad Stephen. Bad Stephen. Dum. Okay, we are looking for... Yes. We are looking for... Be a lot easier if they had a title called Mythical Beast Math. Little kitty, you are not helping. I don't even know what I'm looking for. Good. I get the feeling polynomials. Yeah, good. Adding. Perhaps not. Or factorization. All of these are awful. Mythical heads and tails. Given the number of tags. Yes, yes, yes. Copy. Dum 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 dum. 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 Kata stat. Yes. No. 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 That's. Deadman tail. No tails. Where's the lack of math in my life? Super death. Damn, damn, damn. Alright, we need to take blankety blank and do what? Dum 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 dum. We've got number of heads and the number of tails. 123 heads. So how many times does that and that go in? There can be 2. I can't believe we haven't had to do any type of math problems for the better part of a decade. This is awful. Dum 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 dum. 123, so divided by close. Divided by 2. That would be no modulo. That's what it is. Something regarding modulo. 123 modulo 2. We need when 123 modulo 2 gives us a remainder of 5 when modulo 2 and I almost want to do when 123 modulo 5 return, do something with that. Something divided by something. Super death. There's a way to check this without doing hilarious amounts of math, and it all balances out. That's what's happening. Okay. Okay. So if that's the case, all we really need to worry about, divided by 2, that would return 1. We could do a for loop, and it can keep subtracting. I wonder if there's a specific amount, though. How do we gauge what's the actual correct answer? Well, there's the number of tails, too. That's just the number of heads. So when that... $123... What is... Don't mind me. Don't mind me. $123 divided by 39. We're going to get something terrible. Yeah, good. So if it's 3, that means we're going to have... What does that lean to? Three times 5, 15. 123 heads divided by 39 tails means we have 3 heads per tail. We can only have 2 heads per tail or 5 heads per tail. So if it's greater than 2, if this is greater than 2, which it is, it means we're going to have more 2-headed tails than 5-headed tails. Yeah. More 2-headed tails than 5-headed tails. So if that's the case, what about this? 371 divided by 88. Let's verify our math. 371 divided by 88. Clear. 371 divided by 88. 4.2, that's closer to 5. Maybe we're off in our math. Maybe it needs to be the other way around. Or 24 divided by 12, well, that would be 0. There's definitely something I'm doing wrong. It's got to be my lack of mathematics, for sure. See? Mathematics. That guy. You gotta avoid that. I don't even know what the terminology is to look for this particular math problem. That. Given the number of heads and tails, work out the number of beasts. We've got A, B, and C, and I am super confused. This is haunting. All this tells me is that we need to do... You know what we also need to add? It's been on my to-do list, but doing Khan Academy. Yeah, Khan Academy on Twitch. Get ready for math stuff. That's going to be in the future. This is terrible. Hold on. So that's definitely wrong, but why is that so wrong? It's when this and that equal modulo 2. So hold on. We can figure this out. We can figure out the number of heads matches the number of tails. When the number of heads equals the number of tails. That's what it is. It's when heads modulo tails equals modulo something super death, super death. Wish I could see it. Same thing like here. I also feel like it's like doing math without scratch paper. I'm just thinking through it in my mind, and it's going terribly. So this is also going to be hilariously wrong. This is what's not needed as well. Bad times. Obviously 12 24 divided by 12. Ta-da! 2. So when equals 2, we've got the right. What does that tell us? When the number of heads divided by tails, it tells us how many something there are. Is it a ratio? It's not a ratio. Hold on. So, in general, 24 heads divided by 12 tails, that'd be 2. 2 heads per 1 tail. That means there's 12 dogs, right? And that means, well, left, and that means there's 0 for Hydra, or there's 0 need for Hydra. So if that's the case, we are looking for wait a second. When that equals, maybe that's exactly what we need. So when heads modulo 2 equals when it equals tails. That's the same thing, 12. We've got... So we need to loop through it. We need to loop through... 23. How the hell does that happen, though? What's 371 divided by 2? This is all awful. This is all guess and check work. 371 divided by 2. Some hilarious number. 85. Well, that's not right. I mean, that does give us half, but now we need to be checking something. This also explains why we haven't done math for the last decade, practically. Super death. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Yeah, this guy. 14. Blankety blank. Factors. 1's divisible by number. Okay, so maybe it is factorial stuff. Yeah. However, since blank and blank not divisible, mutual, blankety blank. Lots of colorful numbers. Okay, this is true in general. If A is a factor of B, and B is divisible by A, and vice versa. Yeah, definitely. I could be into that. I could be that guy. Factors and divisibility. Polynomial is divisible by another polynomial if the quotient is also a polynomial. Okay. We could maybe get into that. Squared. Super death. Yeah, because we'd be squaring it, so that would be... No, that'd be... We wouldn't be squaring it. That would just be... awful. Factoring. Okay. Good. We are on the right path. So... What do we want to call it? Factorial. Factorization. Death. Is there a math community on Twitch? I don't think there is. There really should be. You know what? We're gonna check. Don't even care. Math.twitch? Math. Twitch. Yep. We need a live human. Learn math, watch live streams on Twitch. Yeah. Hell yeah. This is exactly what we need. Oh, we can look under the communities. Of course, the math channel's empty on Twitch. Damn it. Math. Live. No. Communities. more. Math squad. That's cool. Math class. We're checking both of these. I can't believe it's come to this. Okay, hold on. Math squad, community, Dungeon World streamer, all around RPG nerd. Okay, that's cool. We could be into that. That could be a thing. And no help there. So okay, wait. Let's go back to communities. We can close that tab. Twitch, the directory. Let's find. Isn't there a search? Featured all math. Math Rescue Plus. No. More. Alright, Math Squad. I think that's the best. Or the other thing is check for the D9 community, because there are quite a few. 6 stream, pudding, no. Yes, us. No immediately super straightforward nerdy math help. Day-nights, though. I really wish the day-nights page was more built out, if you will. Okay, let's close this. Let's check. Australian. Oh, this seems like it's going well. Death, we're gonna have to wait. Math squad. That's not anything. There's no mathiness occurring here. Oh, we have to wait through the freaking ads. Death. Okay. Here, relax, have fun, enjoyable. Yes. Think band. Stream elements. Good. Come to join. Proceeds, other stuff. I don't want to have to think about. Wait. A number equal to lower amount of points. Things are happening. Something about Australian animals. Damn. Sleep is overrated. We agree with that. There's a lack of math occurring. We will find another way. Okay. Can I stream math lessons on? Of course you can. Okay. Factorization. It's gotta be that. We are looking for factorization. Let's see. There's 2 heads. For every And there's 5 heads. Every B. We need the total number of beasts, though. I don't think that's right, but it should be a step in the right direction. Equation factoring calculator. Oh, yes. Maybe we were on the right path. Again, the hardest part of this isn't writing the frickin' code. It's figuring out the goddamn math to make it work. That way I can visualize it so I can write the code. Yes, yes, yay, simplifying. The square super problem. Is there a handy thing? We need... There are... two heads and I'm trying to think. God, this is awful. This is so pain. This must be like... I'm trying to think of an appropriately awful analogy, just to really capture the brutality and the frustration of this. You know what this is? This isn't like watching a deer learn how to walk. This is like watching a cat learn how to drown. That's what it's like. It's that bad. Seems pretty terrible, but that's what it feels like. We've got O. Variable auto? Sure. Oh, both. Can we do both? We'll do auto. We have 2 heads. No. Let's just do that. God, there's no way to do it. I don't remember how to do any of this stuff. I mean, I can see bits and pieces of it. I want to look at the solution just to get the answer, but we're not there yet. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. There's this. Good times. Good times. We're going over here. And we are taking this. We are going to... Cancel. Yeah, good. Okay, so... Back. We want, we're looking for mythical heads and tails. Copy. Okay, solutions. Tip solution voting. You can vote on other people's things. You must sign up before. Sign up. Oh, death. That's right. You have to dance first for them. Typical. Super death. We can't even get... We're just gonna sign up on a basic account. Like a trash account. We can't even do that. Code Wars. Solution. We're desperate. We're desperate. Code Wars Mythical Heads a year ago. Should I quit program? That's not a mythical question. Can't JavaScript under pressure. I agree and disagree. Because that's how it's been for the last 227 days, and it feels terrible, because you can't fully think. GitHub stuff. Okay. We are looking for... What are we looking for? GitHub, Code Wars, Kada, 117, 7 Caillou, Heads and Tails, 117, level 7. Aha, 117. Very cool. Glad we checked that. Right down here. Yeah, this guy's a rock star. You're in ancient Greece. Oh, this is what we needed. So what were they doing differently? So they did use a for loop to count through everything, but more importantly, how are they using that? My solution. Beasts, heads, and tails. So, well, we got the return no solution for the if statement, so that's cool. But more importantly, cur. We've got a for loop. Cur equals tails. Cur is greater than or equal to 0. And it's decrementing? One of those. By 1. So it counts down by 1 each time. We're starting with tails, and it's ratcheting down. So we're for our current one is 39, goes down to 38, 37, 36, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and it stops. It needs to be greater than 0, but it's counting all the way down from whatever the hell tails equals. If the current, so tails times 2? No, if the current number... I'm not sure what the hell cur is. That's just weird. I don't know why he pulled cur out of nowhere. But times, so if it's multiplied by 2 plus tails minus that times 5, that would equal heads. Otherwise, it's just this minus tails. And really, that should be down a line. So to better visualize his solution for theirs, good. There's beasts, heads, tails. For blank, you'd be returning if blank, heads and tails, let blank equals tails. So that could just be variable I equals tails. I is greater than 0, I minus minus, I times 2, tails minus I times 5 equals heads. Return I, tails minus I. That's what I'm thinking of. Now, comparatively, best rated solution, beast, heads, and tails. Constant H, heads minus 2 times tails divided by 3. Constant D, tails minus H, and then you'd return D greater than or equal to 0, and heads is greater than or equal to 0, and heads is equal to whatever the deuce that is. Squiggly, double tilde key, is that right? H is equal to, or it's equivalent to H if tails minus heads, no solution, or no solution. That's just a shitstorm. That's barely legible. I mean, it's incredibly concise, but there's a lot of stuff happening right in here. I get that there's a lot of ands, everything needs to balance out, but this is just pure hell. This, though, this makes sense. That's nice and straightforward. We're going to change it to more of our speed, flavor, and pace, but in the meantime, so we were right about that. We need, however, for loop for variable I. Do we call it I? Do we call it tails? Oh, well, we can't call it tails. We'll just call it I. I equals tails. That's our first thing. I will be greater than or equal to 0. And it will be I minus minus. So, lowercase. This has been absolute hell. We have our for loop. Within our for loop, we need what? Within our for loop, wait a second. For blank, yeah, all of that is within the for. right, that makes sense. However, they're returning the else, the if it's not that, because that's just the single if statement, then it would return that. Otherwise, if that doesn't work, it rolls it down to the next line, which would be here, return that. So we don't need the else statement there, because that will satisfy that part of it. So we're just building out our if statement, which is currently if I times 2 plus parentheses tails minus I times 5 is equivalent to heads, then return I, oh, is the array I, comma, tails minus I. All right, let's comment that out, comment this out. That was painfully brutal to watch, dear God. Okay, so, but let's look, do they show? Awesome, they do show the cases. So there were the 3, 24, 15, okay, and it's all the same. So let's pick the first one. 123 heads and 39 tails, right? Let's get rid of that. So, 123 heads, 39 tails walk into a bar. For every I is starting off, we're going to be looping through with I, just our variable regarding tails. But we're going to go through starting at tails, or with the quantity. So we've got 39, and we're going to be counting down, decrementing one by one till it's greater than 0. If, with that loop in place, if I, so it would be 39 for the first loop, 39 times 2, 60, what is it, 78, right? Something like that. Plus 39 minus 5, no, 39 minus 39, that would be 0 times 5, so that would be, what's it called? Stuff, 0. We'd be left with that total, and if that is equal to heads, then return, which it definitely isn't, that's 123, does not equal 78, I think. So it'd return I, 78, and then tails minus I. What is that? It'd be 78, 39 minus 39, back down to 0. So that's definitely not the solution. No bueno. Well, it's not 39. It's not through the first loop. Then we'd go down to 38 times 2, blah, blah, blah. All the way until we get down to, is it 15, I believe. So with 15, after we check off the list of our for loop, all the way from 39 down to is it 15? Is that what we're looking for? I think so. It's either 15 or 24. Let's see. We'll try with 24 first. So 24 times 2 is 48. 39 minus 24 would be 15 times 5 is 25. Oh, God. Oh, God. We're losing it. We're losing it. It's an hour and 15 minutes. In the time, like, time-wise, I can see it in my head. I don't know why I can think of it as time, but not regular numbers, because it's the exact same. 75. 75 minutes for a movie. Good, good. We're just checking our math. We're just checking. So that would be 75 blankety blank equals heads. No, definitely not. Definitely not. So it must have been 15. So 15 times 2, that's 30. 39 minus 15. That makes more sense. 39 minus 15, yeah, 24 times 5 is 120. Did we read correctly? I must have miscalculated something, but I think it is based off the tails at that point, counting down to that. Because then it would return... Oh, it was 24. I did the math wrong for 24, because then at that point, tails... Yeah, because 39 minus 24, the heads, is 15. So tails minus I. That's what it was. Let's go with through the 24 and 12. Again, the code makes sense. It's my math skills that are atrocious. That's what's falling apart. That's what we're witnessing. 10 years of not math. Shocking. Okay, once more. 24 heads, 12 tails, looping through with I will equal 12 tails. We're counting down to 0, one by one. 12 times 2, that's 24. We've also got 24 tails minus... It'd still be 12. So that'd be 12 times 5, 60. So we've got 60 here, plus 24. Equals... Heads, that can't be right. 24. Am I getting my order of operations all fucked up? Why is that occurring? I is starting out equal to tails. We've got 12 tails just chilling there, times 2. So that'd be 24. We've got 12 tails minus... Oh, haha, there we go. Minus 12, again, my bad, times 5, that'd be 0. That's what it is. And heads, we've got the 24, or the 12 times 2, which is 24. This is a big fat 0, equals the 24 heads we have, therefore, it's returning I, which is currently what? 12. Yeah, 12 tails, and then tails minus I. 12 minus 12 is 0. That's why. 12-0. Dear God. Day 227. Brutal. Yeah. Yeah, that was bad times. We need to avoid mathy things. We're gonna need to start doing Khan Academy. Death. Who wants to put money that we've been struggling with coding, visualizing the mathematic side? All this noise? Who thinks that's been affecting us? I have a hunch it has been. Maybe we should focus more on our mathematical skills. This also makes sense why all of the different categories for instructional stuff, why it keeps mentioning down here mathematics in a majority of the fundamental courses. I think they're trying to tell us something, that we should get our math skills far stronger. More honed? One of those. Alright, little kitty. That was pure hell. So let's go ahead and kill this. Attempt. Success. Valid number. 5 of 5, 4 of 4, 6 of 6. Random cases, 36. Beautiful. Submit final. Thank you, whomever you were. Good sir, madam, robot. Sachi? Misaki? Misashi. Mashichi. This guy. Yeah, definitely a dude. Definitely a dude. We appreciate his assistance. He didn't know he was helping, but he did. He most certainly did. Alright, what did the cool kids have to say? Function beast, 4i. Hey! Less than tails. I wonder why they did that. I++. Oh, they just simply counted up from 0. But, look at that. They ended up multiplying by 5, and then multiplying by 2 later on. Well, I guess it's the same, whether one happens before the other. And then they simply were subtracting beforehand versus putting I in front. So that basically is the same solution. It's just different directions, considering they're counting down versus up, and then where and how that all gets thrown together. So that's cool. Function, make Hercules happy. Tails times 2, greater than heads, return no solution. Hydras, heads, 2 times 12, 3, math.4, hydras doesn't equal hydras or hydras is greater than tails, no solution. Orthus equals tails minus hydras. Alright. These are all just... they all make me sad to look at, frankly. There was way more mathiness involved conceptually than I wanted to deal with on a Tuesday. Isn't that right, little cat? Look at you. You're so much easier to understand. You just have one head and one tail. You're a lot easier to operate than an Orthus or a Hydra. Just awful. Let's go ahead and back out. That was painfully brutal. Hopefully, all the level 6 stuff won't be nearly as hellish. We're going to view our profile. Alright. Good times, 3% of the way through. Yeah, I know, little cat. Look, you can get all the scratches you want. Let me just power down the stream. Thank you again to anyone and everyone who may have stopped by. Yeah, I can't for the life of me figure out why anyone in their right mind would want to watch that. That was bad. I think day 227 might be the new low point out of 227 days. It's going to be a hard one to top. Closing out of this, closing out of that. Good times. We are backing out into OBS. The adventure continues tomorrow with day 228 of the year of streaming and learning to code. In the meantime, are you sure you want to stop the stream? Hell yeah. Kill it!